All right, a 2005 Dodge Ram 3500, and I'm going to be changing out the seats to a set of leather seats because I like leather better than I like cloth. So that is why I'm doing it. So I started to get 18mm bolts on these rear seats. So there's one here, one there. This is a split. I don't know what it is, a 60-40 or 80-20, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. So there's one here, one there. There's one back here. There's another one back here on this seat. It's basically the same thing on the other seat. These bottom trays look like you can take them off. There's a nut there and a nut there to remove these bottom trays. Yeah, I know it's a Harbor Freight ratchet, but I actually like it. It's pretty cool. Gives you a little extra, a little less. Yeah, I've used it a couple of times. It's a little long for like everyday stuff, but other than that, I mean, it's not bad for what you pay for it. Yeah, I use nicer tools at work because they have nicer tools. I don't own a bunch of snap-on stuff at home. I just have regular. Whatever turns the nut is all I use. I guess you could use an impact or something on this. I'm not doing that because I don't want to break any of the bolts. At least with a hand ratchet, you can kind of tell if you're going to break a bolt. So you gotta lift them off. You got the two hooks here that go into these, well, I don't know, these brackets on the back. Well, that's different. just spring or something loose. So right here, see, now it won't come down. That's kind of weird. This must be a separate one. But there's a little latch right here that locks it up and locks it down. You go up, and now it's hitting again. I wonder if there's some type of spring or something in there that's broken. I never put that side up just because it's always got a car seat on it, so yeah, it's a little bit different. Alright. So this one's basically like the other one. Got 4 bolts on this too. So, let's see. I have to do something about that seat belt, I'm sure. Well, looks like it's just this bolt. So, I suppose you could either take that bolt out, or you could take the tray bolts out. But it'd probably just be easier to take this one out. One side, 2 sides. Maybe it is. Hey. So you gotta give me the hooks first, obviously. seatbelt up through. This one down. Alright, now it's in there. So one, two over there, three over here. Am I missing a seatbelt? I am missing a seatbelt. There's that. So there's that. So your 4 screws back in on all of them. Make sure you put your seatbelt back in. This one goes on this side here. Take that bolt back out, but that's how you put these in. I'll come back and we'll do the fronts. Okay, so I'm going to take out the front seats now. There's one bolt there, one bolt there. Same thing on the corresponding side. There's 2 bolts in the back, and then there's 2 bolts in the front. Something is over here. There's 2 in the front, and then the 2 in the front over there also. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flip the seats backwards, and then underneath there's going to be, there's a bracket here. I believe there's one nut there, there's one over there, there's probably one in the back, 1 or 2 in the back there on both sides. And there's going to be a connector somewhere that comes up out of the floor, right there, comes out of the floor, and then plugs into the bottom of the seats, right there. And then you should be able to get them out. Okay, once you get the 4 bolts out of each seat out, pull them forward, tip it back, you take out the one there, one there, and then the two in the rear on both sides. The rear bolts are 18mm and the front bolts are 15mm, and these look like they might be oh, 13 probably. So yeah, so once you take those bolts out, then you can take these seats out, and it comes apart, so all three of them will come out. The seat belt is looped through a little strap here in the center section. One. So the power port that's in there is plugged in here for the 12-volt power that's inside the console. Strap over here for the other seat belt. Okay, so this is the plug that came with the truck that I have. It is a driver's power seat. These seats that I got have power on both seats and heated seats too. I don't have that option, so the plug that I have is not the same plug. This is the one that goes to the truck. That changed. This is the one that plugs into the truck that these seats came out of, which obviously is a lot bigger and isn't correct for my application, so I have to change the seats over. I swapped mine from both sides over. There are 4 bolts to take the power assembly off. There's one there, one down there, so there's 4 on each side. This one is not power, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, which is the passenger seat. So and that comes off. I'll swap it over with the other power one. There's that. So so that's how you do that. Same scenario if you want to turn them over to power. I mean, obviously you'd have to somehow wire it in, but that's how that goes. So. Our 3 bolts on. I'm probably gonna leave these finger tight until I get the seats bolted in so they're in position, rather than tighten them up, because there's a little bit of play in them. And I don't want to tighten them up and then have them not be in the right spot to get the bolts in. So that's how you get those in. Screws back in. Let's see, so I'm hoping I can get a short socket on them. Let's see if I can't. Let's see, what are they? 13. Alright. These bolts are different. I have a dual filter kit from, I don't remember who it was, but that's a Caterpillar filter and a Baldwin filter. So what happens is these go down through, and then the filters bolt to the bottom of this. So that's why those are different. I'll show you. See? So that's just the filter kit. There's the bracket for the one bolt, and then right up between the filters, there's another bolt that the other side bolts into. So, yes, I know this cover is pretty destroyed, but it's only 4 screws along the back there, and then it comes off, and I have the same color on my other one, so I'm just going to change that over. So that's how you do that. Tighten up all your bolts and see if it moves. Yeah, tighten up your bolts and you should be good to go. Well, hope this helps somebody.